Hey Sagittarius, this is your reading for the month of July. The way I like to do this is I start off with a vision I had during my meditation time for you, and then tarot cards and oracle cards as guided from there. I am going to be doing things a little bit differently in the than I have in the past. As far as the tarot cards, it's going to be more so about the energy you're coming in with, and then the energy you're confronting, encountering. Basically the outside energy. It could be outside. It could even be something coming into you. It could be another person or just energies and situations going on. And then a game plan from there. Game plan, action steps, that sort of thing. And this is a general reading, so this may not resonate for all of you. If it does, or not if it does, sorry. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below for a website you can check out. It's a free website where you can basically put in your birth date information and timing and stuff. Well, it doesn't have to be timing, but that'll get you more information. And then that way it'll show you the planets and stuff in your chart. So all the different signs in your birth chart. And that way you can check out different signs tarot readings as they may resonate for you as well, because this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, or Venus. But generally, if you have Sagittarius in your Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is definitely going to be for you. I'm trying to think, and then I will put the decks I use in the description below as well. So yeah, let's get started. So during my meditation time for you, I basically got kind of like you're dealing with, again, this is not always you, sometimes it's just the concept of, but dealing with a beach ball looking ball, and trying to decide if you should, or if it should be dribbled, rolled, or kicked. And for some reason throwing didn't come up. And it just feels really big and like maybe awkward, like kind of like those really giant beach balls can be. Like I feel like it was kind of like one of those. So it's just this awkward concept of like, what do you do with this thing that you're dealing with, or this thing that you have? So from there, let's see. Let's go into the energies first off. So I'm going to go into your energy and what you're coming up against or confronting or arriving to. It doesn't have to be something clashing with you per se, but sometimes, a lot of times it is. Spirit, God, universe, what message do you have for Sagittarius for the month of July? What does their energy look like this month? What are they coming in with, coming up to, all that good stuff? What is going on with Sagittarius? What do they need to hear, especially in regards to the vision so far? What does Sagittarius need to hear? What does Sagittarius need to hear? Okay, so let's see. Let's do 2 here, and I don't read reversals. So this is Knight of Inspiration, so it's just basically the equivalent of Knight of Wands, and then 2 of Materials, so 2 of Pentacles. And then I believe we're doing 3 here, maybe 4. Let's see. So 7 of Emotions, which is 7 of Cups. Oh, that's a gorgeous card. The Emperor card, but it's really beautiful colors. The Tower card. And Going again. No, I don't think we are. Maybe. Wait. No, we're not. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, we are. Okay. And then 4 of inspiration, so 4 of cups. I kept like almost pulling it and feeling like almost like not pain, but like a heaviness in my solar plexus. But a lot of times your guys' energy is just that kind of energy for me, because it's fiery and all that. So yeah, I think that's a message for you. So yeah. So as far as this goes, Knight of Wands, you guys may be, you know, running with passion and either towards, you know, passion, creativity, that sort of thing, towards a goal or towards something you're working on. But regardless, you've got this like gung-ho passion. It's like, it's almost like, I just feel like in some ways, like your energies are kind of mirroring or they're reflecting off of you, like other energies outside of you, because the same energy that the horse is going with is like the fireworks are going with. And I mean, okay, I just realized it could be seen as like it's afraid of the fireworks, but that's not what I feel with you guys. I feel like these energies are echoing off of each other. So as you do your actions, that the energies around you move. It's kind of like, I think, I don't know if I heard it recently or what it was, or just lately the theme for a lot of people have been, or I don't know if it's a lot of people, don't quote me on that, but it's almost like the whole Matrix movie. I may have heard this from another reader, so for like a different month. So again, don't quote me on this. And yeah, but the idea of like with the Matrix, like, you know, okay, like the spoon bends, but I don't feel like you're bending the spoon. I feel like you are the spoon and you are bending everything around you as you bend. So this is like this echoing energy, and all together though, you're juggling things. You're trying to juggle things. Also kind of in a state of surrender. Like, I don't know if you're choosing to surrender. Some of you guys may not be choosing to surrender. Some of you guys may be forced to surrender, but it's this state of surrender. I say forced because I mean, it also looks like, I just feel it. I know she, whatever, there's like perfectly standing straight, but I just feel this like could be topple over, especially like that. So I feel like some of you guys may be forced, or you guys are surrendering to this energy, to the universe, while juggling those. So some of you guys are like still juggling things while you're saying you're surrendering. So whether that is actually truly surrendering or not, only you know. We'll see in the reading. But you're coming at this full force with passion. I mean, yeah, you're just boom. And some of you guys could be coming to a relationship situation. This is not normally relationships, but it's roses, and I just feel this whole like lovey-dovey energy. So some of you guys may be trying to come out or even get away from kind of like that other thing, a bad situation, and go into a relationship situation, or just feeling love and self-love. You may be running away from destruction and negativity and going to a place of love and self-love and understanding that, and truly wanting to choose that. No matter what choice you make, you want to do this. At least I feel like this is what's the energy you're coming in with. Now what you're actually doing or not, I don't know yet, but that's what you're coming in with. So as far as this goes, the energy you're coming up towards is 7 of Cups. So it's all about those choices again. Choices, and like there's these fish in the sea again. So some of you guys may be trying to choose between people. Some of you guys may be trying to choose between some, like, you know, there's fish in the sea type thing. So, and some of you guys are just trying to choose your next meal. Like you're trying to figure out where you're getting your bread from, what should be satisfying you. Whether, again, like I said, that's a relationship situation, or whether that's what job I'm going to take, what I'm going to do, what emotional situation, where do I feel fulfilled, and what is true to who I am. So you're kind of trying to decide that. And I really do feel like allowing the universe to shed light on your options. So that's kind of what's giving you the feeling that you have time to juggle, is because you're trying to allow the universe to shed light on your options. But ultimately, you are coming up to, hold on, let me think, is this you? Yeah, this is you. Yeah, okay, so this is you. So you're trying to shed light on your options, and you're letting the universe shed light on your options. You're trying to juggle this. I feel like there's a back and forth a lot of times as far as what you're holding on to and what you're deciding to let go of. But all in all, it's this heart of, I'm going to just go forward. But you also are starting to come in with the Emperor card. You're starting to try to put your foot down. You're trying to, I say put your foot down, but she looks like she's like almost in a dress, and it's like a tutu. So it's like as like constructive, or as, not constructive, as, instructive, is that the word I'm looking for? As authoritative as that can possibly be, someone dancing in a tutu, you're doing it. So basically it's like you're taking your Sag energy and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put my foot down, but you're still being you. So sometimes that might be mixed messages to people. Sometimes it might be 1 minute you have your foot down and 1 minute it's up, and 1 minute it's almost like a horse trotting. It's like, is it a horse trotting or is it a horse running? Like what's it doing? Is it, and some people might question, like, okay, are you actually moving? What are you actually doing? But again, your intention is to allow the universe to shed light on your options. However, this water is moving. It's in motion. It's not just like, I feel like it's almost like a hose is watering it. So I feel like some of those are going to get kicked out the longer you wait in here. So you might tell yourself you want the universe to shed light on your options, but you might be needing more to act like the fireworks where it just goes. Because ultimately, this tower is coming. This tower of everything you've stood on. And it's not a bad card. It can be allowing a lot better to come in your life. But like, they're standing. That's like such a crazy picture for a tower card. Normally a tower is, a tower with like all these people jumping out. Yes, there's a person right there. But you're standing your ground. So it's like, it's almost, I feel like you're bringing the tower. Some of you guys might be bringing the tower, but it's not because you're doing anything wrong, but rather because you are standing in the Emperor energy and saying what you will and won't accept for yourself. So if the tower comes down, that's because it was supposed to, and you never fit in it in the first place, in your true self. And then we got the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is, cups, right? Cups. No, not cups. Sorry. Four of Wands. For some reason I feel cups here. We'll go with Four of Cups as well as Four of Wands. So this is a Four of Wands card. Four of Wands can be creating a foundation. So it's like you're at this point in this tower stage and you like veer between, let me wait, let me go, and let me try to create this foundation. So you're trying to create a foundation for yourself to be able to step out into. But again, sometimes there's not going to be a foundation, and that's part of the whole reason the tower crumbles, so that your current mind, when the tower, like the mind you had while you were in the tower, is not the kind of mind that would, some of you need to hear this, that would even believe that this newer, better foundation exists. Does that make sense? Sometimes you have to see the tower crumble to realize how weak it was in the first place, to start expanding your mind to know that there is better out there. I hope that's making sense for you guys. But like I said, this is a Four of Wands card. So it's fire, cups, tower, pentacles, fire. Yeah. So, kind of all over the place, except for not in your head, which is nice, actually. But yeah, this is a Four of Wands. And what I said, as far as building a foundation, building the structure that you can, almost like in community too. Like, I feel like you're trying to, some of you may be trying to establish yourselves in the community, establish yourselves in this energy, this fiery, creative, passionate energy, but also like kind of, I just feel like in a community situation for some of you. But like I said, when this first came out, I was seeing it as Four of Cups. So some of you guys might not value it because you still might be in the tower mind. So when you're in the tower mind of like, oh, that was my residency, this is where I'm going to stay because it's so comfy, that type of thing. Sorry, I just imagine like this, what is it? I don't know, one of those old cartoons. Wow, okay, anyways. When you do that, And then you look at this Four of Wands of like building this new foundation. It looks so dull. Not because it's dull, but because it's not the residency you've known. It's not what you've known so long. And it looks both dull, like it could be boring. Like Four of Cups is kind of an apathetic, like there's all these opportunities coming to you, or there's this opportunity right there for you. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. You know, so some of you guys may be looking at that Four of Wands card energy of building a foundation, a new structure after this tower, or even to prevent yourself from falling in this tower. But again, like I said, you still might have tower mind. But if you do that, you kind of veer between seeing it for what it is, as this new foundation, and seeing it as something different and not necessarily stable as as what you told yourself that tower was. And it's just kind of dull looking, not because it's dull. And then it seems like some of you guys come right back here and say, okay, well, I want more light shit on all my options because I don't know what I'm working with because this is really dull and I don't really want to jump out yet. So I feel like that's what you guys are going with. As far as what's going on in the beach ball, yeah, you got this big beach ball awkward thing, and you're like, for some reason, the one thing that people do with a beach ball as far as like throwing it, I don't know, you're not thinking of doing it. So it's like, you know, getting out of a crashing building, you're not really thinking of doing in this moment, or at least when you do, it's kind of hard. So some of you guys are like going back and forth, teetering on that. But it's the idea that it's really awkward and you're just trying to figure out, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to handle this? What kind of actions am I taking with this? And in some ways, like I said, you don't look like you're taking it seriously. You may not be taking it seriously because you keep getting deterred when you see it like that. When you see it as like this dull option. And so you kind of are in your tutu dancing around and being like, okay, I'm going to set my boundaries. But it's not. Yeah. So I hope that's helping you guys, Sagittarius. Maybe you feel called out. Maybe you need to feel called out. I don't know. I don't do cartoon voices that often though, so I guess that came out for you. As far as, I mean, not that it was like a great one. As far, I'm a Sag stellium, so, you know, maybe, you know, I guess I kind of have some, you know, placement here to speak. Sag stellium and Sag Mars, so. But yeah, as far as the overall theme of these cards, let's see. The Fool, yeah, you need to go into this instead of being like, oh, I know this, I know that, I know what to expect. Oh, this is different than what I know, so I know it's not going to work. Or I know it looks scary. Just be open to new things coming. Be open to a new expanse. It's like, okay, is this water? Is this galaxy? Like, what is this? It doesn't matter. I'm jumping. I'm going. Like, it's that energy of you need to be free, allowing the energy to freely flow to a point to where you don't label it before it comes to you. You just let it come and you take your steps out of this situation because it's done. It's done. You can stand still even if there's no tower there, and you can create your own. I mean, look at it. They're like on this rock, just like they're on this rock. So it's like you have this rock and then you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to create my thing. I'm going to make my own foundation. And then you have this, and then you have this community, and you start building all this. So it's really good. I think you guys are in a good place as long as you start calling things for what they are. And if, you know, as far as if you're teetering and stuff, like, call it for what it is, like that you're being, you know, that you're prolonging things possibly, or that, like I said, when you're in the tower mind and you're like dwelling in that place, that mentality of what you've always known and been comfortable with, looking at this isn't going to look comfortable. It's going to be scary. And just be honest with yourself that that's what you should expect. Not that as soon as it does, you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. You know what I mean? So, or I need more information. No, You don't need more information, because as you get more information, as more light shines, yes, you've gotten all the light already shining. You know, it's not like, you know, it's almost like gambling. You're like, okay, I think I can take another card. Hit me again, you know? It's like, it's not like that. It's not like, was it blackjack? I don't know. I don't gamble. It's not like that, because as you do, like, these fish are going to get washed away and you will not have the same options. So yeah. Spirit God Universe, thank you very much for that. What do you have for Sagittarius, especially in regards to the vision and the message so far for the month of July? As far as a game plan, what does Sagittarius need to do with all this information? What does Sagittarius need to do? What does Sagittarius need to do for the month of July? How does Sagittarius do this even? Like, what are the steps here? Coolness. Okay. I just see waves. I see waves crashing on a seashore. That's funny with waves crashing on a seashore. The current's there all along. Whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, it's there. It just grows and grows and grows. And then, like, when they crash on a seashore, it's like it's confronting this, not new mass, because it's got ground in the bottom of the sea, but still like this surface here. So it's like, as you got waves crashing on a seashore, like, it confronts the surface whether the surface is ready or not. And the surface confronts the waves whether the waves are ready or not. And it's just, that's what happens when you have these currents in motion, when you have this energy in motion. It doesn't mean it's a good or bad thing when they confront each other. It just means this is the cycle and this is where things are. And maybe some of you guys are watching this on a beach. Since nowadays we can do that. Okay, let's see. Three cards or 4 cards? 4 cards. Okay. So, Ace of Swords. Let me see. Let me get this out. The Wheel of Fortune. There you go. And the Lover's card. And then Justice. Okay. So, what is this telling us right now? First off, the first thing you need to do is adapt or take your power as far as your boundaries, verbal or also in your mind. You know, take your power. Whoa, this is hitting me in my solar plexus. Whew. Okay, take your power. Or if that means also adapting a new idea, a new way of doing things, a new mental and verbal headspace, space. You know, start doing that. Start calling things out for what they are. Start calling it out. If you're just teetering back and forth out of fear, call it for what it is. That, okay, you're actually not really doing it. That you're actually not jumping in. You're actually not acting like the Emperor fully, because you're kind of still dancing around if you can stay in this situation. For some of you guys, it's a toxic situation. But when you call things for what they are, then you come to the Wheel, and I like to read the Wheel maybe a little bit differently than some people. I don't know. I like to read it. It's like, you know, everything happens in its time and its season. And in one moment, we might be dealing with one thing, and another moment, another thing. And each time, like, there might be something dark up here, but then here it's something light. But when you're in that moment, you kind of only see what's there. So it's the idea that in the full picture of time of everything, everything's going to work out. It's a card of completion. However, I feel like for you guys, once you start doing this, once you start taking your thoughts captive, you start being honest with yourself about what you're doing, what your intentions are, what your actions are versus what your desires are, and you call things out for what they are, then, and you put your boundaries down with others, then you will see things for what they are. You'll start to see the full picture. Some of you may deal with, okay, now I'm like in a climbing up. Now this is shifting. Now things are changing, but it's all for everything to complete its cycle. So you're gonna go into this place. You just got to put your foot down. You got to put your foot down inside yourself and outside yourself as far as communication and thoughts. Come to this place of seeing things for what they are in the moment, and knowing that, okay, you might be in a hard space, but it's going to change, and altogether the picture is clear, so you'll have hope. And then you'll be able to have this picture, this image. See, like there's the not lovers, but there's the flowers there. Whether this is love, you and somebody else you're working towards, or this is just being able to believe in love again, being able to be in a headspace that's clear of all this, that you can actually accept the love that's coming in, whether it's romantic or love from the universe, whatever it is, or both, because it can be both. You'll be able to, it's almost like that picture will complete, and it'll be like not just this like, oh, ethereal, only happens in the movies thing. No, it's not going to be that. You'll actually be able to come to a headspace where you can accept and give love freely, because you will be accepting and giving love freely to yourself. And as you do that, you come to the Justice card. The Justice card does what? It basically is about, you look at the past, you look at the present, you look at the future, and you adjust things accordingly. You are able to come to a place of healthiness in yourself, well-being in yourself in this area, to where you can start looking at things balance, and balance things and change things that need to be changed, so that your future can be a different future, so that you can have this different path. You know, you change the circumstances, you change your actions according to the circumstances and the effect that you want, the desired effect. But a lot of times that is balancing things, putting boundaries down, calling things out for what they are. I feel like there's a lot of almost like legal type cards. Like, I mean, not cards, not necessarily, I mean this one, but like the energy is very much like you need to follow through with what you want to do, what you're saying you need to do. And if there are contracts being broken or commitments being broken around you for that affect you in the negative, you need to see it for what it is and move out of this energy, because this is not for your well-being. So, what you've been in isn't for your highest good anymore. Okay, so as far as this, and also lovers is also choosing a path. So even if it's not a romantic situation, it's choosing a path and understanding the path that you choose has its desired results, consequences, whatever it is. So it's like each path has a different end result. So again, you become master, responsible. As you get this, you start gaining the strength to understand that you are responsible for your own path, and you start ending up being able to say, okay, well, now I'm going to change things. So for those of you that it's not like necessarily a love or self-love or universe love thing only, it's also you get that strength. So this month, this is your focus. As far as the overall theme of these cards, the Tower, yeah, this is crumbling, whether you want it to crumble or not. And it looks like it's a blessing. Like, I mean, that doesn't look like the happiest place. And look, there's like trees down here, and like there's, I don't know, light here, whatever. But it just feels like, yeah, it's another Tower card. Like, this is crumbling. You need to get out, basically have the authority in yourself to call the shots and get out and be this emperor, and before you are forced to not have any options anymore and to get out a lot more painfully as this crumbles. So you guys gotta stick to your guns here. You're not in the healthiest place, and it could even be not a physical living situation. I mean, a lot of times it is, but it could be like a circumstance that you're in, that you're like, oh my God, I need to put my foot down and I need to stop this now before this like crumbles up. And, but I mean, this is a full encompassing thing. This is like taking over your life is what it looks like. And you really need to. So, I mean, most likely for like, I'd say 99.9% of you, this is a living situation or a job situation, where things are it's a situation that you're around in that's incredibly toxic and trying to crumble. The universe is like, okay, you are so much more than this, and it's trying to crumble so the universe can give you different options, and you've been fighting it, and it's trying to crumble so that you can get better. So, but you won't get better until you believe you can, and you won't believe you can until you're actually taking the actions out of that. So, Spirit God, oh wait, what was I doing? Oh my gosh, I haven't even, okay, yeah. So Spirit God, universe, as far as, yeah, so you're trying to figure out what to do with this beach ball that's super awkward, super weird, and guess what? Beach balls are for throwing. So as a tower crumbles, you don't try to stay there and make your camp. Or you don't like dig down lower so that maybe if it crumbles, you're still going to stay in the building. Because then you get stuck in the building, and then you're never able to get out of that. So that's kind of what it feels like you're doing, what you've been doing. Beach balls for throwing. I mean, you can kick it or whatever, but it's really funny that like this awkward thing I never even thought of throwing. Spirit God, universe. Hold on. And some of you guys, like I said, are playing games right now. That you're treating this lightly, and you're playing games and wondering why things aren't changing. And that's why, like the beach ball idea, it's like it's a game. You know, treat it for what it is. Call it for what it is. Call what you do with it for what it is. And then you can move on, move forward, have your hands free, and not have to deal with that giant beach ball that for some reason you're like holding on to. I feel like 2 or 3 months ago, you or Cancer had a different reading I gave you guys. And again, it was this giant ball that you were dealing with. It was either you or Cancer. I can't remember. So yeah, what does Sagittarius need to hear for the month of July in regards to all this? What do you want to tell Sagittarius? Enlightenment. Yeah, it's like you get shown so many different things. Guess what? When you're in a place of enlightenment, and I'll actually read it this time too. I don't usually read them that much, but I think I will in this one. When you get shown and you get like in a place of enlightenment, you know, you almost like you have the responsibility to change your actions. So now you know better. Now you understand that the other ways that you were working was not for your highest good and just a waste of time. So it's not like responsibility like this heavy weight, but it's almost like this blessing that you are able to veer on a different path. You're able to go on a different path. I mean, look at it. It's like in a ship. It's like it's almost like, okay, in the water, and guess what? Now enlightenment. Now we're going to go in the sky. Now we have access to other paths that weren't available to us before, when we were limited to thinking we only had to be on water. So yeah, okay, enlightenment. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to read you this out of this vast galaxy. Our beautiful home galaxy is so large that if you traveled at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. It is small compared to some galaxies. For example, the Hercules A galaxy would take 1.5 million years to cross at the speed of light. The realm of galaxies is so vast and so wide that it is beyond human comprehension. See, like it can't be in your comprehension. It's not in your comprehension. As you're in the tower, you have tower comprehension. It's like you're like limited to that. It's like you have to just go and be like, okay, I'm getting out. Which is why the galaxy often symbolizes great enlightenment as well as faith in the forces much greater than us. The sacred landscape wants you to know enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. Forces, and like they're like in the sky too, and like there's clouds around them. It's like they're not limited to this rock that's like stuck that people just fall off. Now it's like they're held up. And forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Have faith in yourself. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Have patience that there is a plan unfolding. The sky is the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead are for the greater good, for most certainly they are. Okay, I'm so glad I read that to you guys. So yeah, I hope that resonates for you guys. Oh, yeah, I don't do that for that. So yeah, hope that resonates for you guys. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, like I said, I'll put the decks below in the description. And also, yeah, if you feel touched by this, you feel like it is for somebody, this message, you know, share this on your wall, share it, share this reading. That helps my channel grow. And even if, like, you know, some people might not be Sagittarius as sun signs that you might know of, but, you know, they might have Sagittarius in the other placements in their chart. So, but yeah. And then, yeah, and if you don't already subscribe, I suggest you do. That way you can, you won't miss out on any of my other content that I put out. I do, like, weekly pick-a-piles as well. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.